Morning, Greg.
Morning, David. Hopefully people can hear me.
They can hear you just fine.
They can. I checked.
Such a weary word, this one.
Oh, we
Tech
we
problem.
we we had tech problems this morning because we haven't done this in a while.
Somebody is being greedy and not sending audio.
I tried. I tried my best. It
So good.
says I'm sending it. I don't know.
I tried my hardest, and my hardest almost worked.
Yeah. And some people, if you are joining us and are familiar with the show, you might see my background slightly different. It's almost imperceptible.
Almost perceptible?
But Kit is now there. Hulk is there in the corner. And then Blue Thunder is behind me, where it always was. But I have a wall back there, a real wall.
Yeah, he's all grown up now.
Yes. So yeah, so that's nice. It's nice to actually, and it's actually insulated. So if someone starts the washing machine, you won't be able to hear it the same amount.
My furnace is running real loud right now, but I put on a bunch of like noise
Filters.
canceling doers
Yes.
and
Yeah.
those things.
Well, hopefully everyone had a good summer and we're well into almost winter.
Yeah,
we
I
pretty
mean,
we missed our streaming fall, but we're back. Yay!
we're not in winter quite yet. It's like
Uh,
half fall.
I mean, come on. Once Halloween's over, it's kind of winter.
That's true. It's definitely winter. Yeah, so we're back. It's been a while, but you guys know how to roll. Sometimes at the beginning of the year we get real busy.
Yeah, this year was no exception to that.
No, and we're still really busy, but it's finally got really busy to a point where um, we can't afford to do this, and we are happy of this.
Yes.
Um, I'm just gonna push a button here.
Sure.
Once I find a button, I push the button.
We probably need to update what this button says because things have changed over time.
Yeah. But, let's just put it this way. I'm not going to mention names on the list, but thanks
Thanks
everybody on the
everybody
list.
on the list. It's awesome that you're on the list. And if you were on the list and are no longer on the list, we still thank you for all the time you were on the list.
Yeah, the list is love. The list is all.
Yeah.
Uh, next week probably would do the Patreon stream.
Yeah.
So we'll
It's,
advertise that in Discord and stuff a little bit.
yeah. Yeah. So, what kind of
Mm-hmm.
projects have you been doing over the summer? Have you had any time for projects?
Mm, that's a tricky question to answer. Most of the stuff that we've been doing has been in the garage, just managing and maintaining um, kind of stuff. And then I've been printing um, Halloween costume pieces as
Mm-hmm.
of recent for a couple folk.
Yeah.
But yeah, we added. There was an early Christmas gift that showed up, and so we added a vinyl cutter out there.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, so now there's two lasers, a bunch of printers, and a vinyl cutter. And
I got to come off to David's garage, over to David's garage, and get some laser lessons.
it's just magical. And yeah, that brings up a valid point. I mean, it's one of the things we can show. I think it would be pretty, you know, interesting few shows. Honestly, though, I have been surpassed in my like I set them all up, but I've been surpassed in the use of the lasers by my wife.
Oh,
She
nice.
she is far more. Um, she's done way more on those lasers, like than I have. I think we're gonna run off some of those Christmas ornaments again this year. And
I should place my order.
they're they're nice. Those ones I like them. But yeah, how about you? Did you
I've
build the
I've
wall?
I've been I built the wall.
Mm-hmm.
We ran out our complete upstairs, new floors and everything looks great.
Mm-hmm.
But I've done some 3D printing projects. Like, so I have I think you have some of them too. The Blink cameras,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
and I was really annoyed because um, I have a couple of the Blink cameras that get triggered quite a bit, and when they trigger, the more they get triggered, the more they drain the battery,
Mm-hmm.
and so they were dying so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually designed a enclosure here, right here. It's got a seal and everything, and it's got an embedded screw, so I could use the existing mount
Mm-hmm.
that came with it, and then I added two 18650 batteries in parallel, and it gets lots of juice now, and it fits the mount perfectly and whatnot. So that was my fun. It was engineering a properly weather sealed enclosure. So that was a lot of fun. And then I did a bunch of other prints for my daughter and whatnot, and designs for on the bamboo. So I've been really bambooing it up.
Le Bamboo Labs. I mean, the that's a good topic in itself. Like the Bamboo Lab situation. The
Yeah,
like I think we talked about a little bit, but there's that patent thing
yeah.
going on.
Well, yeah, and I'm not sure kind of where it's at. I don't know if it's gone to court yet or anything, or and whatnot. Because I've watched a couple of streams where they kind of apparently prior art doesn't matter if they grant the patent, which is interesting.
That is weird because I was watching, like, obviously not a lawyer, but I was actually watching a lawyer um, uh, on the YouTube, as one does sometimes, and he was
Yes.
talking. I think it was even when he was talking about some of the patents, um, the um, the sub that got squished real bad. He
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
he was talking. I forget his name. Ocean Gate maybe was the
Yeah, it was.
company.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but he was talking about some of the patents they tried to file and how they got denied because of prior art after the fact. But
See, yeah, but the funny thing is, I guess there. And again, not a lawyer,
yeah,
but the one show I was watching, they were talking about it, and I guess if you get granted a patent, even if it's generic and whatnot, if you're granted the patent, the prior art doesn't matter. If it was someone was doing it before and didn't have it patented,
so
so which is like what? That, but
that's
they you
crazy.
think they wouldn't be able to patent something that's already been kind of in wide use, but
One
I
and
guess if they don't do the research, right,
yeah,
then, and if no one had it patented previously, then you hold the patent.
I guess. But the thing too here is they're kind of going after the wrong pony. You know, like I think there's like three different ones. I'm trying to find them all.
So
The
I
one was for the Purge Tower,
heat bed.
and then the other one was for it was separate from Bamboo Labs, I think, but it's for the method of deposition and how 3D
Yeah,
prints are actually
yeah,
made, because there's more efficient ways for the slicers to slice, and they wanted to claim patent on that, even
yeah.
though it's been used before. It proves the slicer specifically. I'm
Well,
lost.
and 3D slicer,
What are you
right?
lost about, Dominic? What are you lost about? We can catch you back up, but we're just talking about the Stratasys patents. So they're trying to patent heated build plates, purge towers for when you're doing um, multicolor or multi-material prints, and then the last one was um, it's a methodology for 3D printing itself. Let me see if I can find it. The actual,
Yeah, there was like a whole like list
but
of
Stratus
stuff.
has held patents before, which held everybody at ransom for many years.
But then they also bought what is it, MakerBot,
Yeah,
right? So
but
now they own that and any patents they had. But I think that Prusa must have had a patent on their PCB heater and stuff, right?
it's possible. I don't know what
But
patents he holds because the thing is people were treating it as open source
yeah, but you can patent
use
something and then
as
open
is
source it.
whereas you
You
can.
right? And
It's
so that's I guess that's where I think someone's maybe the community needs to do some sort of fundraising and bring
yeah.
a patent law. And right now it's only affecting you.
Yeah, so the
Which is
3D
interesting.
printing the 3D printing method that they are trying to patent is interlocking layers. And I'm not sure, there's an interesting timeline to that one. Um when does it say when they filed these? No. This article doesn't. But like I don't know if you had a chance to watch Stefan's CNC Kitchen. He did a video on printing in layer or brick layers, which is basically like how bricks would look, but print like that. So the layers become more interlocked, which make
Right.
them stronger, right? And more bricky looking. And that's kind of what the law or the patent infringement is going after. But the interesting thing is that's not a function nor a feature of Bamboo Labs, but Prusa Slicer can do it with some modification,
Right.
right? So it's like they just woke up one morning and went,
Right.
I want these things, and I'm gonna pick yeah, that company, right?
Right.
Creality dodged the bullet, I think, because at the time they didn't have a multicolor um, printing method.
Yeah, maybe.
Because like we actually did see the bottom of one thanks to Raymond, uh, one of the stream
Well,
regulars.
it was just the back, I think, right?
But like, so we did see a bit of a K2. But like, yeah, with that coming out, they do the same thing. But perch towers have been a thing, like long before Bamboo Labs came out. Like the Mosaic
Yeah.
system used them, right? Um, but I guess the good news is if they do patent that, there's other ways to purge a nozzle, right? Like,
Well, but they also purge it out the back.
well, that's just it. So like, they could just turn
And
off the tower and just poop it all.
you could just say purge into model too. And
Yeah.
then that's technically not a tower. You're purging into a model.
So like, there is room there. I feel like it's kind of again, not a lawyer, but like I feel it's a little bit dirty pool, like when you're going after one company for something a YouTuber discovered, and then something like that has been a standard feature on all 3D printers since the first
Okay.
patent you lost expired.
Okay, I've got a 3D printing industry article here that says there was a dismissal of some of the stuff.
Okay, that's good.
Industry, both companies were previously involved in a tit for tat legal battle in Stratus sued another company. Oh man, they sued a lot of companies.
Yeah,
And
I think
then
they're
they
just throwing it
merged
at
with
the wall.
Maker. Okay, where is it? The lawsuits have came Stratus poor financial performance, blah blah blah.
So the
Here, I'll put this in our show notes so you can have a look at it too.
Yeah, I found a Reddit stream too that says like what the date they filed on and if it was granted or not.
There's
Um,
the one I'm looking at. It's from October 9th.
the interesting thing on some of these file dates is they are far before even 2020. It's just it took this long to get through to the system.
Right. Yeah. 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 So, well, this one doesn't have enough content about it, but it does say that.
So like they're not fighting. It's interesting. The heat bed isn't part of the issue. They're
Anymore?
actually, well, no, but what they're actually trying to patent is the flex part. The thing you take off and flex the PEI sheet.
Oh,
That's their patent.
that.
However,
But hello, Prusa had that for how long?
uh, that's just it. So like the thing is this the fallout from this is either one of two things. The patents don't get approved, and things stay kind of status quo, or if they do get approved or close to approved, these other companies that had prior like use of them will go probably join the lawsuit, and then you'll see like all these fragmented little companies owning the patents. Right, like Prusa Flex build plate patent, and then Bamboo Lab owns the
Or they
perch
make,
or whatever
hopefully,
it is.
hopefully they make some sort of open source company or something that holds the patents and allows for use or something. Uh,
Now, if you've bought a Creality printer recently, I know it's not a bamboo printer, but if you bought a Creality printer recently, it always comes with a tag that says patent.
right?
So, like, they're obviously Chinese patents, but patent maybe. I don't know. I don't know if they're
Yeah.
actual patents. But like, it's an interesting thing. And it's not stopping companies from creating AMSs or whatever their version is in the future either. Like just like Kitty Tech is coming up, or not coming up, coming out with a AMS like object that sits on a, spoiler alert, squarish, rectangle-ish Core XY ish printer thing, right? So,
Yeah.
like I think so we've moved from the A3 frame of the Ender 3s and your CR10S.
Yeah.
Um, and again, those are great printers, but those were the printer for probably 2014 to 20. What do you think? 2019 maybe
Yeah.
2020,
Yep.
and then Voron kind of came along, and anybody that was like a super hobbyist on those went, maybe I should build a Voron, right? And that's where the Core XY, not that Core XY was new, it's just Voron presented it in a way that was like, hey, this is affordable, and if you like to tinker, it's a cool kit. You can build one, right? And once companies saw, like, because like Greg has that little Hulk, the V0, is it point one?
No, it's a zero. I need to, and they're at point two, I think now.
So like,
I'm gonna have to do some updates.
so we have things like those little printers, and then companies saw that and went, wow, we can manufacture those. Um, and there is companies that built basically Vorons and said they built a Voron, and then they were like, but it's a Voron, so we're giving credit to Voron. I forget which company that was now. I'll have
Yeah,
to
they.
remember.
I think they're just being a patent troll because their money is dwindling, and they're not the from their patents that did expire, kind of thing. So
Yeah, and here's the thing. So when you look at, so like we said, Stratasys owns MakerBot, um, and like even when MakerBot was the only choice, I, from personal experience, this is only personal experience. They broke easily. They printed low quality with great restriction,
I got one right back there.
and the one Greg has is an original replicator.
Yeah,
Um,
it actually I was surprised at how well it printed.
they're pretty good, those original ones. But then when they went on and moved on to like, they started, they had a, I want to say it was called the Zero maybe, but like it was basically like a really small printer, maybe 200 by 200 if that, probably close to 150 on the build plate. But the the build plate was so poorly designed that the slicer you get locked into always made you print a raft. There was no
Yep.
choice.
Oh, I
So
know.
like you never ever would get like a smooth bottom on any prints, right? And the cost to fix them was more often than like the machine
Right.
was worth. And I don't know I don't know the pricing on their current models, but when you compared like the Ultimakers were about like I think 3 grand. But like the maker bought the little guys we were buying, that tiny printer, it was still $1,500, and people were buying them.
Yeah. Yeah. The one article I was looking at here, they're saying that Stratasys most likely doesn't want bamboo entering the industrial market, and I don't
Yeah.
think bamboo even wants to.
No.
Uh,
Well, I mean they have the X1E though. Like we say that.
yeah, but that's not industrial. That's professional. That's different. Like it's professional prototyping and stuff. That's not industrial. Industrial, I mean, is huge. Like I mean,
Yeah.
car parts and stuff like that, right? Which is what they've been doing. That's the whole, genesis of the company is industrial 3D printing, right?
Yeah.
That's where all their designs came from and everything. But I think they're just trying to squash it so that, I mean, I'm sure they can come up with some sort of agreement that they'll never go into the commercial space.
Yeah.
Maybe, but
Which is quite possible, right? Because even if the patent gets granted, they might not like, hey, pay us money, but you can never come in here if we have it.
yeah,
Right?
you can license to use the retail space, but you can never be commercial.
Yeah. Now, as far as patents go, again, not a lawyer, but generally speaking, it depends what country and which patent, but they can last up to 20 years.
Yeah.
If the company chooses to reapply, they can
Yeah.
at the end of the term, and there's usually fees that go along with the patent during the patent period.
And
So
and according to this article, it looks like if they do go down the licensing route, it's the prices of bamboo printers that are sold in the US that will go up. Everywhere else it won't, because the Stratasys doesn't apply anywhere else.
and that's the crux, right? So like even though they have a patent, and you can actually try to enforce international patents, but that gets real expensive, because if you think it's being breached, then you have to file in an international court and hope they recognize whichever patent you applied for.
Yeah.
And good luck in Europe.
And they would have to file the patents that they just got granted license for that they're using in internationally, and they may not get granted.
Yeah. And like even like Canada has its own. So like, spoiler alert, we're goofy Canadians, eh? But Canada even
take
has
off,
its own. Yeah. Canada has its own patent domain and laws that are similar to the U.S. for sure. But like I only know what I read in a textbook from a university like 20 years ago.
And things have changed,
it's
my,
been
my
foggy,
friend.
right?
Things have changed.
So it's one of those things. It's like it's an interesting topic. I did see that there was a Reddit thread with a lawyer on it about it as well, that just listed all the patents, if they were granted. For example, some of the patents were they're all 20-year filings. Some of them would go to 2037 if they were granted, because of when they actually filed
The request to patent it.
Yeah. So like when they filed, some of these, Bamboo Lab wasn't even a thing. It's just they've directed their focus on the one person that they figure is popular enough.
I wonder if it has to do with when the product came out. So, like, for example, they didn't go after Creality, right? But their patents were issued at, 20 whatever.
Yeah.
And so anything that came out after that that's using their patents, right? They'll
Yep.
go after, and maybe that's why they're focused on bamboo, is because the patents were issued when bamboo released their product, and they're like, hey,
Yeah, that's true.
maybe. I mean,
That's true.
we'll see how it plays out in the future here, but yeah. But yeah, we're looking at forward to some of the new stuff coming out. I know a certain someone's really hoping that multi CMS kit from Creality comes out soon, because I think you'd like to get your little paws on that and
Yeah. So like
try it out.
we bought the K1Cs. We have K1Cs in our possession, and Creality at launch. We have Greg has Bamboo X1E. Bamboo Lab announced, or not Bamboo, Creality announced that there's like going to be a full kit at launch when they announce the K2 for the K1Cs to be upgraded. So we're eagerly awaiting that.
It'll be interesting to see how complex the kits are, because when we got the sneak peek of what the insides of the new one looks like, it's a lot more disorganized than the insides of a bamboo. Let me tell you that. But it's crammed.
Something.
It's crammed pretty full. It looks like 2 boards in there and quite a large meanwhile or ish power supply. I'm not sure if it's meanwhile. I didn't really take a good look at that, but again, it was just a picture we got to see. We didn't get to see the live real thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the insides back of K1C looks like. So
the back looks like nothing. It's a piece of plastic.
No, I know, but if you open it up, isn't the electronics are in the bottom then, not the back, whereas the K1 or the K2 has it in the back.
Does it? I haven't seen that.
that was the picture, because you could see the little poop chute.
Is it the back?
Oh,
I don't know. That would mean that it's driving Core XZ.
No.
That was the back.
No,
Yeah.
it's just electronics in the back. That's all.
There's a belt in the picture. I'm going to look at the picture. I'm looking at the picture because my brain don't remember the picture.
I swear that.
There we go. Nope.
Because that looked like the back to me.
There we go. I found it.
Because look, there's the poop chute.
That is. Where's the poop? Oh, I see it. Yeah, that is the back of that one. So they moved, because that belt is the
Core XY belt.
Yeah, the XY. Weird. And he's right. It does look terribly.
It's very.
This is all you guys get.
That's secret. You can't do that.
That's not secret.
You can't do that.
I can't too. It's not. It's been out for a while. Watch me do it. Come at me, bro.
I don't know if it's a meanwhile power supply, but yeah, it's kind of it's very crowded in there, I gotta say.
One of the things that we talk about, and Dominic brings it up from time to time, is the chameleon. And I just went to the 3D Chameleon's website, and it says closeout sale. Ruh-oh. So like, it doesn't, like, from what I can see, they're not going away, but they don't plan on making any new versions of it, and there's like no refunds now or anything like that on there.
You never ever bought one, did you? You were talking that you wanted one, but
no. Well, eventually we just went with a P1S. That was where I went. And spoiler alert, the printer gets a lot of use, but I'm not the one printing to it.
Your wife has been. She really likes the ease of printing.
Yes, say what you will. Like, I know. So like, I work.
My daughter loves it too.
We work. So like I work close with cybersecurity, so is Drake. And like yeah, there are arguments that it's a terrible idea to use the built-in app for the Bamboo Lab printers. In fact, at work we don't even let the printers get networked. You still have to use them offline if you own Bamboo Lab. Um,
And
in one
that's
of our locations.
and that's wise because really, um, you don't want corporate leakage of data or whatnot. And we don't know that they're doing that 100%. But when you connect a product to a cloud service where I'm not sure where it's hosted, their cloud service, it's
Yeah.
probably in the US in some Amazon cloud
Well,
somewhere,
well,
but
like
I don't know
they do
that.
say there's a U.S.
Yeah.
like and um, I do block all the traffic and routing to China and a couple other countries even at home, and it still works.
Yeah. So you're not sending your stuff to China, but uh, I guess it's in a corporate environment where you have to have vetted communication and understand where data goes to. It's not advised. Now at home, it's damn convenient to get a notification when I'm out and about on my
Hmm.
phone that my print is finished.
Yeah, or the one that I really love is, hey, idiot face, your printer failed, so I stopped it for you.
Yeah, it paused. You've got a spaghetti failure or
Yeah,
whatever. Like spaghetti detected. I'm like, what?
that's
I
such a
didn't
good.
even know it did that. And
It,
looked, and sure enough, I'm
yeah,
not wasting filament. It did stop
just it
because,
stops
and then
and
my solution was just the point where because I was doing kind of 3 hours that went up, and then it kind of knocked one.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
printing so fast, just where it's building the join between the towers.
yep,
I put a modifier to slow it down,
yeah.
just until it joined all the towers. Problem solved. But
So
it's one of those things. It was printing so fast that
it did.
the towers weren't stable enough on their own
Yep,
until
they
they were
just fell
joined.
over. So like the printer that Greg has, the X1 Carbon E,
Yes.
also has the feature set to turn off the networking.
Yeah,
So
you
they're
can.
very aware of the fact
Yeah.
that maybe people don't want to use the network.
Yeah. So
in
the
enterprise.
nice things you could. It has wireless, Ethernet, and then a switch that turns. You can actually It's a physical switch that will disable either the wireless, the Ethernet, or both. So you
Right.
can actually disable it so that it now complies with whatever security standard. You can go so far into, like, I'm sure if this was going into like the DoD or something like that,
Mhm.
you could actually just remove the wireless module completely, and then
Yeah,
and
way
then
to
it
go.
would completely comply because of the way they set it up. I think they definitely were thinking about that because they wanted to make sure that they could sell into those markets because they knew what kind of quality of printer they felt they had a really high quality printer, which I would agree with. So
Um, Now the one thing that does come up for the printers is if they are running in offline mode, um, the firmware.
yeah, that's
How does that work? And it does. You do like you'd have to like turn it on, connect to the internet, get the over the air update, and then
I'm sure
turn it off again.
they'd have some sort of manual way of doing it, but I've never looked into that.
Well, not on the. I can guarantee it doesn't exist on the P1S because that's what I got, and it has to be online.
Yeah.
I don't know on the X1 series. And that would be something to look into. That's just like a question. Dominic says I'll likely get one of the Creality machines when I move. That could be a little while off. And Dominic, like we have. So, first off, good choice.
Yeah.
Like we have the the K1 Max at work, right?
And it prints really nice
Oh,
too.
so nice. And then we have K1Cs, and then we have Bamboo Labs. And honestly, I feel like they all are. Well, they're all called flagship printers, right?
I don't think you could go wrong with any of them,
No.
really. Um,
I think
Yeah.
if you like Creality stuff, you're in the ecosystem then. But like the
It
one thing I will say is I have not joined the Creality Cloud with my K1C.
I will say this though. I'm kind of saddened. Do you know why I'm saddened, David?
Is it because nobody hugged you today?
No, it's because my workhorse that I used forever, Kit,
Yeah.
really get used much anymore.
Well, and that's the thing.
Because this is so fast,
Hmm.
and the print quality. I got good print quality off of Kit. That's fine, but it's so fast that by the time I need to do another print, it's done.
Yep.
And
100%. Yeah.
and the build volume is pretty much the same, right?
It's roughly the same.
235 by whatever 250 or
Yeah.
or
I think
235. Maybe
think
it's
the
cubed. It's cubed, I think.
I thought the X one was like 255.
I don't remember, but it's
Oh.
I hardly ever print more than that. Like, and my next big use printer, I almost never use as well. Like, I have to have a real good use to use even, any of them, because I have to have, I need a print. If I need a print that's, like 400 by something, then I have to use the bamboo,
Mm-hmm.
or not the bamboo, but the bumblebee. But I'm almost thinking that I can get rid of some of them,
Well, and the thing, so like
but I don't want to. But
the yeah, like the productivity thing is totally a thing. Yeah, I checked it. It's 256 cube.
yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a little bit. So the Bamboo Lab is a little bit bigger than the K1C, but not really, if you do the math, because it prints taller. But it's one of those things. If you want wider, Bamboo Lab. If you want not wider, K1C fine. But yeah, these printers print so fast, so detailed, and rarely do they fail. And if they do fail, like
And
this-
being able to do other types of materials. Oh man, yeah.
so we got hooked on this stuff from Raymond.
Not a sponsor.
Not affiliated, but
Not a sponsor,
you know it's good when you're seeing it on two different.
But Ray, thank you for introducing us to this. This stuff is amazing. It goes on so thin on the build plate and holds your print so nicely. Like all my ABS prints I use that for, and I've used it for some PLA as well. But yeah, everything releases so nice.
Yeah, it's
Can't pinpoint the smell. It smells like something.
Yeah, it's like kind of fruity, kind of not.
I don't know. Like it's weird, but not a sponsor. But if they wanted to sponsor us,
Yeah, like I wouldn't say no.
yeah, because it's good stuff.
Yeah, like it's one of those sleeper things that I didn't know existed, and now my life's better for it.
Right?
Yeah. But yeah, the flagship printers are great. I was gonna join mine to the Creality Cloud just to see what happened, like traffic wise. But I do want to say too, like Bamboo is kind of a little bit like it, but Creality's printing cloud is like it's a store. There's some free stuff, but lots of it, it's like you have to subscribe to get to be able to print this item, and lots of it is stolen. That was the big controversy, right? Lots of it was just pulled off a Thingiverse and uploaded. Actually, same thing with the Bamboo when it started too, right? So, attribution is kind of hard up there. I'm gonna push a button again,
Okay.
and then we should probably look at this one day and see if it's accurate. But thank you to all these wonderful people. You're awesome. If you join this, you get access to the Discord, which we chat on, and then you also get the Patreon live streams and that kind of stuff.
Which David and I have to go through some time and look at, because they've revamped with the way Patreon works on some stuff. So
Yep.
we need to reevaluate our stuff and see what's what.
It is time to do that. But like the Yeah, like so next week we'll do the live stream there, and then we will. Now that we're back, we're back. Yay! There might be one or
Yeah.
two, but we will let people know on
Yeah.
Discord what's happening. There is, um, so unfortunately, if you're not a Patreon, you won't know what's happening. Ha ha ha.
So if you want to become a Patreon,
Yeah.
you can go to 3dmakeit.ca, click on the links, and you can find all the stuff there.
So there is the last thing I kind of like that's kind of cool is there's a AI powered. Let's use quotes around that. Um, but you can basically use AI to generate caricatures on Bamboo Labs right now. It's called Printmon Maker Tool, and then you can use AI to generate like little printable monsters and figurines. And I mentioned it because we were talking about it like a year ago, maybe a little bit more, like how AI sucked at making STLs, but one day, and we are here.
I haven't tried it. Have you tried it, David?
I have not tried it. I just know of its existence because I got an email from um, the Maker World thing.
Yeah, I haven't tried it either.
I think
I'm curious.
it's
Yeah.
like it looks great. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we'll try it. Put some monsters this week and bring them back next week. That could be fun.
That could be fun.
Of.
Well, and if you do go to our website and you see there's a contest on the website, that's last year's contest. We'll have a new contest for this year.
Obviously, our website is up to date and the most, like, the most up to date website
Obviously.
ever.
Maybe we need to revamp it.
Probably.
We'll go to Wix or something.
Yeah. I mean, which one? Oh, Squarespace bought Google domains, so let's just go there.
Oh, well.
But, like, I'm excited to see what's coming up in the next few weeks, especially sale-wise, because we got Black Friday. So we're
Yeah.
going to see all these prices drop. So, again, we'll see if any new toys are kind of coming. And then the other thing is Bamboo Labs is releasing a printer. We just don't know what it
Really?
is.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. So
I see. I really, we've been focused on work stuff and certain security audits and stuff. So I've been preoccupied mind-wise with other things. So I haven't really been paying as much detailed attention to the 3D printing space as much as I need to. So I've just recently updated all my main sale on all my printers. Mm-hmm. And so now it's time to kind of get back into the thick of things. So,
speaking of main sale, I decided I like Fluid better.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
So like it runs faster.
I know Creality is based on Fluid.
Yeah, Creality is like default website, but like I put my main sale and Fluid on a machine, and when you tried to load the main sale UI, it would take 5-10 seconds before it would even like pop up with the like, oh hey, we're loading the web page, 1 second. But Fluid was just like, yeah, I'm loaded, I'm fine, I'm here.
Yeah, well, so far I haven't really tried Fluid. Maybe I need to give them a try, but I know Mainsail is the OG, and then Fluid's was the fork, and now they've gone to the point where they're doing Fluid CNC net. Last year they came out with Fluid NC, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, you said.
And so they basically, anyone who's used a CNC machine that's based on Gerbil, they have now integrated a web interface and whatnot, and it's configured very similar to what we do with Clipper kind of thing. It's all Gerbil compatible and whatnot, and you can now have a nice managed environment and whatnot, and a modern 32-bit, not an 8-bit environment like
Ooh.
all the other Gerbil boards are. So that's kind of interesting. So I'm starting to look at that a little bit and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat. So that they've and again, it came out like a year ago plus, and I'm just kind of it's one of those things. There's so many cool projects out there that it takes a little while to find stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Staying current is hard, okay?
Okay.
But yeah, so thank you everybody who has come this morning to the welcome back live stream. Yay, welcome
Yeah.
back.
And
Um
and this will be our official time for the rest of the winter because time change.
time change, time change. So um yeah, same bad time, same bad channel. Like, share, subscribe, right? Do all those
And
things.
I will endeavor to website this week.
Websites. But thanks everybody who's here. Thanks for coming. Remember, Patreon's a thing that exists if you want to hang out after and do that stuff. But
Yeah.
all right, until next week, y'all. Take care.
Bye.